Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the data analysis part of this practical GIS case study. In the previous lesson, we learned about how to acquire data from BB Bikes as well as Advisory-LARSA website. We've also copied all the downloaded data and created a new folder, and we kept all our data in that folder. So now we are going to transport, or we are going to send the data from your desktop to ArcGIS desktop. So Alibaba was first asked to describe a step-by-step process of acquiring spatial data for his project, and he has sufficiently demonstrated that. Now the second question talks about identifying real estate developers within a certain radius in the airport residential area. That's within a radius of 100, 200, 400 and 500 meters. So we should extract all real estate development within that area and prepare a map for management. So now we are now to prepare that map as part of answering the second question. So you have to start your ArcGIS. When you first start ArcGIS, this is how it happens. You see recent, and that is the recent maps that you've worked on. And then if you want a new one, you can just click new maps and then blank and then OK. So now this is the interface of ArcGIS or ArcMap. So now we have to bring in our data. After bringing our data, I will show you how to use some other features to help you to do the work. So there are two main methods of bringing data into ArcMap. One is through catalog window, and one is through add data button. If you cannot find catalog window, you can just go to Windows and then catalog. Click on catalog, it will open. So now let's bring our data. So go to folder connection, right click and connect to folder. Then navigate to your folder that you created. Navigate to the folder you created and connect it. And click on it like this. And then OK. So our folder has been connected. Now let's bring our data. The plus sign means that it contains some data. So let's click on the plus sign attached to planet. Click on it. Click again. Click shape. Bring in buildings. Bring in line uses. Bring in places. Bring in rows. So these are some of the data that we downloaded from BB Bikes. So places, you can open that report table to see So the places that we downloaded that, some are from the airport residential area, some are also from Jowulu, and then Kotobabi and Roman Ridge. Some of the data are from that. So, but let's bring our points to. So let's open the points data. The points data contain about 377 points. First Atlantic Bank, Imperial, Coco Lodge, 805 restaurants. It's a lot of things that have extracted. So a lot. We were making good use of it. And then we have the rows. And then we have land uses. Land uses, we have types, which are residential, commercial, and construction. So buildings, we have about 785 buildings that have been extracted with their names and some attribute information. So that's the nature of our data. So now let me give some description of some of the tools that you can see. File means that you can add data, page setup, print, all those. So let's save our data. Real estate, underscore analysis. So our map has been saved. So anytime that you are working, you can click on this to save the your map. And we have the edit, view, data view. This we are currently in data view. That's the view at which you work. And the layout view is when you are preparing your map, putting finishing touches to your map. You have graphs, reports, and all those things in bookmark. If you see something interesting and you want to capture it, put it later on, you use it as a reference, or you come to refer to it, then you can use this bookmark. Insert. This tab is very important, especially when you are preparing a map. How to add title, text, dynamic, neat line, legend, no faro. Selection. There are two major selection that you can be done in GIS. Select by attribute and select by location. Select by location means that you are selecting within a particular location. Maybe they say you should select all features that are within a particular and enclosed area. For example, within 200 meters, 300 meters, contain within that. And select by attributes means you are selecting features. Geoprocessing, this is where you get most of the tools to use it for your analysis. Buffer, we'll be using some of the buffer tool. Clip, intersect, union, merge, dissolve. All these tools need detailed explanation, but we don't have time today. Customize, toolbars. If you want to see all toolbars, this is where you get them. Extensions, add manager, and those things. Overview, magnifier, viewer, table of contents. This is a table of contents. All layers are displayed at the table of contents. Catalog, this is the catalog. Search. So if you want to search for a tool that you know the name but you don't know where to look, you can just search. It will appear. You click on it and you just start performing your work. So that is it. And then we have this zooming. If you want to see more details, you can just take it. If you want to see less detail, just click the minus like this, and that's it. And then the hand is for moving the map. Wherever you want to move it, you can use the hand. And then fix zoom in, fix zoom out, and this is previous. If you want to go to your previous extent, that is it. Next extent, that is it. And then this is for selections. If you want to select something on the map, this is what you use. Maybe this. See, if you selected it, this selected it, and if you want to clear it, you clear from here. You can also this for movement of features and all those things. And this is the identifier tool, very important. If you see a feature and you don't know, you want to know more detail about that feature, you can use this and click on the buildings. They say it's a church, it's a polygon, 43 value. You see, gives you this Bethesda Court residential. You see, you just give the identifier, give you more in depth details about the polygon or the point. And this one is a measure tool. If you want to carry out some measurement, this is what you use to do it. You can change the unit of measurement from here. If you want it to be miles, meter, that's it. So that is the size, and that is it. So basically that is the interface of the arc map. So now let's go straight to our question. Now we want to identify those residential areas within the airport residential area. That is, most of them are built by developers, real estate developers. So let's go to right click land use, open the attribute table. Those residential buildings are part of this 97. So how do we extract them? How do we take them out from the 97? So we will do a special query to be able to extract or retrieve only residential buildings out of the commercial and the construction. So come to here, select by attributes. So I want to perform a special query. So select enter where clause to select records in the table window. Create a new feature. Take this one and you double click on the type. So we are saying that select from land use. That means that you are selecting from land use table where type is equal to get value residential. So if it sees any place and type correspond to residential, you should retrieve it. So apply. You see, it has retrieved about 62 records out of 97 records. So all these records are selected are all residential, and they are townhouses that has been built by real estate developers. These are the Polo Heights, Victor Regent, Liberty Court, Tyfeld Court, Volta Place, Asafu Ajay's Place. These are all of them. So what you will do now is to export data. Go to data and export. and then let's name it residential. And then the file type is a shape file. Click OK. Yes. Do you want to add the exported data to the map as a layer? Yes. So now let's turn off everything that we have, leaving only this. So these are buildings that are within the Accra Airport residential area, and these buildings are built by estate developers. So now what we will do now is to create a buffer of 100 meters, a buffer of 200, a buffer of 400, and a buffer of 500 meters around this building, so that we will know those that are within this kind of buffer zones. So you have to look for your buffer tool, go to analysis tool, go to proximity analysis, and then we are going to use multiple ring buffer. We have just buffer, one ring buffer, and we also have multiple ring buffer. Let's click on multiple ring buffer, and then let's use residential, because we are going to do the buffer around residential buildings. So that is it, residential. So the distance, as I say, is 100. Click on the plus. Put 200. Click on the plus. Put 400. Click on the plus. And put 500. Click on the plus. So now the distance. Let's select the units in which you want your distance to be, or the radius to be. We want it to be in just meters, and you click OK. So it's being processed, so you have to wait patiently for it. Yeah, our work has been successfully processed. Yes, the buffer has been done around those kind of distances, but these buildings are not part of the distances. Matters this elite apartments, this one nearly entered, Sam's luxury apartments. So these are distances that has been created. So let's just make it more clear here. 100 meters. 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 And the last one is 500 meters. So now our next task is to find which particular buildings are within the 100 meters, and which particular buildings are within 200 meters, which particular buildings are within 400 meters, and which particular buildings are within 500 meters. So with this, open the attribute table of this, they are supposed to be 4, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, because there are 4 buffer distances that we created. So let's pick the first 100 meters. Buildings that are within 100 meters. Then you close this, then go to selection, select by location, pick residential here, select features from, you are selecting what from what residential layer, and then the source layer is residential multi-ring buffer, and then tick this use selected features and click apply. So open the residential table, attribute table. 38 have been selected. 38 of those 62 out of 62 records have been selected. And the Victor, Regent, Polar Heights, Liberty Court, Typhoon, Volta Place, and all those are within 100 meters. So what we do is that we export this data. This is on residential within 100 meters. Share file. Do you want to add the exported data to the map layer? Yes. So open the attribute table of the buffer, pick the next one, that is, let's unselect that one, which is the 200 meters. Go to selection by attribute, selection by location, pick your residential, tick only show selected layers, residential, this, click. So let's see how many records have been selected. So the records selected are 14 records selected. So you export this one to residential 200 meters. So this to residential 200 meters. You click OK. Yes. So the 200 has also been added. So deselect everything, and then let's go to attribute table. Then we pick 400 meters. Buildings that are within the zone of 400 meters. Residential. This. Apply. And then let's see residential. So 13 houses are also within 400 meters. So let's export that one too. Residential 400 meters. And then the last part, 500 meters. I'll select it first. Open attribute. 500. Select by location. Residential. Let's open the attribute table. This one 8. 500 meters 8. So let's export it. Residential 500 meters. Yes. So now we have extracted all buildings that are within the radius that we're given, 500, 400, 200, 100. So we have done that. So now let's see how it will appear. Right click and go to page setup. I want to be landscape. Okay, I want to be in landscape, not portrait. Residential 500 meters. I can make it maybe red. $200 meters, no, 400 meters, 200 meters. Let's make it blue. Meters. So let's label. Label features. Go to properties. Go to labels. Like camera 8. Hello. I want to be able to see the writers very well. Yes. So let's put cartographic finishing to the work. So insert, let's put title. Then airport. Within airport, okay. And then you can put neat line, a line around the hole, insert legend, this is the legend, and then let's put north arrow, without north arrow and those things your map is not complete. Scale bar. Change it to kilometers. Can put date, insert, and put the user, but this one I don't really need it. The insert, you can put the author, so write your name, author, semi solution. Okay, we'll put it here. And then it's important to also bring the coordinate system here. Basically, that is all about the map, showing real estate developers within airport residential area. So this is the legend. All the right residential about 500 meters, that's 500 meters, and then residential 400 meters, residential 200 meters, and then this thing is residential 100 meters. Let's export our work, export map. So if you want it to be in any format, JPEG, I want to be in JPEG. This is the end product of what Alibaba was able to achieve. He was able to connect his data from his PC to ArcMap, and then he was able to extract the residential layer within different land use types. Then he created a buffer around these features. He created 100 meters buffer, 200, 400 and 500 meters buffer. After the creation of those buffers, he was able to do selection by location to select all buildings within those parameters. That is 100 meters, 200, 400, and 500 meters. And then this is the end product of his work. So our next video will basically talk about how to draw charts using ArcGIS, and then we should also able to classify different land uses within airport residential area. So we are going to center match on land use types within airport residential area, and graphs, that is bar chart and pie chart, showing the various land use types within the airport residential area. Thank you very much. Meet you in the next video. Bye bye.